Welcome. This is a Sunday that I am recording this. They are timeless reads or whenever you see it, but nonetheless, Super Sunday, okay? So let's see what you get. I would love for you to join me in expanding my my channel. I do have Miss Servin and I have Psychic Tarot, and then of course Instagram is Miss Servin, okay? So help me raise the collective's consciousness together. Through love and light, we can really, help, all the weirdness that's going on. So forces are working against you, all right? So maybe this is yourself. So be mindful that you're not self-sabotaging. And like my daughter always tells me, help yourself, which I always think is very help. Okay, there might be some like bad habits, bad, not bad people, but people that are no longer serving you that you really need to cut off, okay? So and then this is also negative self-talk, and this is also self-sabotaging is your major one. And then problems to be resolved. So this is about really thinking, maybe journaling. I am a dream interpreter, so sometimes when people, they have to send me their dreams, and 1:11 on the clock and 1:10, so lots of alignments you're coming into. But anyway, when they write it down, they're like, oh, I already figured out what this was. Oh, Lucy, I already figured out what this was. So sometimes journaling really helps you, and then verbalizing or writing things down, right, to be able to sequentially see, right, what the problem is or what it is that you're feeling, helps you resolve them, okay? So this is about problems being resolved and cutting things out of your life that no longer serve you, but mostly things that you do about yourself and that to yourself, okay? And then an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. I've come to the conclusion, or have incorporated into my life, that people that are difficult, people that are much in their ego, people that are sort of impossible, I just sort of don't try to make sure that they know what I'm thinking, or try to convince them in whatever way, shape, or form of whatever it is that we're discussing. 212 on the clock. So new relationships coming in and new partnerships, I just stay away, okay? And they start figuring it out, or they sort of are eliminated from your life, which is the best thing. All right, so 222 on the clock. And this can also be that you're resolving this person, okay, and this problem, and you're cutting them off, and that's going to be the best thing. And then empty chair, someone is leaving your life, most definitely. So you're cutting someone off. I sort of feel like this has to do with work, or it could be a relationship, and you're cutting them out, okay? And it's going back to basics. So cutting off everything that no longer serves you and going back to basics. This is also journaling. It's the quill, right? I think it's like a pen that they used to write with. So most definitely this is about writing as well. So maybe you're a writer, you're thinking about writing, or you're thinking about becoming an author or publishing. Do it. You usually don't get things done on the first try, but once you try, and then you sort of manifest, pray, and do the visualizations, then opportunities open up. And then questions. What are you thinking is absolutely correct. It takes courage to trust yourself, especially when everything points in a different direction. Absolutely. Trust yourself. That's exactly what I'm saying. And be able to make yourself stronger by believing in everything and anything that you think, okay? As long as it's within reason, 336 on the clock. So lots of collaboration, and the collaboration having to do with business is what I'm sensing is really going to be exponentially, because it goes from 3 to 6, right? So it's a double, all right? So most definitely. This can also be in terms of relationships. I think your relationships are going to be much easier and better. Decisions. If it's your decision whether you keep this up or let it go, but continuing will not change the circumstance or the outcome. I was talking to my son this morning, and that's exactly what we were discussing, that in order to move forward, you need to be very much present and not allow the past to come in, okay? So being present, and how do you do that? That means that you have to consciously understand that maybe you're self-sabotaging, or you're really putting a lot of energy in the past, or thinking about people that you shouldn't be thinking about, that you really should be cutting off, or that you cut off a long time ago, but they're sort of showing up in your feed or whatever. And so it's important to understand that that no longer serves you, and you have to be present, and being present and being grateful for what you have. I was watching, on Instagram yesterday, and there was this girl that came out. She's like, thank you, thank God I have a car. And so very basic things about being grateful for what we have. And so once we focus that and we focus back on ourselves and we focus on us and improving ourselves and understanding what's giving us anxiety, that we give it to ourselves because we're watching things or we're with people that give us anxieties, or we're thinking about the past that's giving us anxiety. It's time to stop immediately and then just be grateful for what you have, for the moment, for whatever. Okay. And then you have opportunities. Yeah, I was thinking that this was major opportunity time. So opportunities: a stranger's about to change your life, exciting times, and plenty of action plans. A special family reunion looks likely. Okay, so most definitely, if you've had I think that your relationship with your family is going to improve. I think that they're going to very much be like, you're going to be gaining respect. I think that maybe they didn't consider you in the past, or they were kind of meanies or whatever, but I think that you're going to gain great respect for whatever, because you are who you have been. Okay, and I think that that's going to be incredible. So sexuality: existing relationships could find a new passion and heightened sexual attraction. And behind sexual attraction, opportunities for marriage and good family life are strong, but if single, beware of temptation that could lead to trouble. A child will also bring great joy. So if you're single, just, there's people that are single, and there's a lot of people that are single now. So my recommendation is that you just have fun. And if you're a bachelor or bachelorette, you're living an incredible time that maybe a lot of people are very envious of. So take advantage of it. Try dating apps, even though I know that that's a pain, or try groups, like running groups or whatever. And, just don't have any expectations. Just use it as something about to be able to meet people and be able to have a great evening, and that's it. Don't have any expectations, and I think that that's really going to move forward. I think that, in my day and age, even though we didn't have internet and all that, because that dates me, right? And I'm super old, 655. So lots of changes in terms of forward movement and having victory in that, okay? But anyway, so we met at school, and we met at weddings. I met my ex-husband in a wedding, right? Or we met people at events, and that's how we met them. And we used to call, and so sometimes they'd answer, sometimes they didn't. So now with your all's ability, instead, and I know that it might be harder, which is very interesting to me, that because you have more opportunity to meet more people, right? And I think that there's a whole thing about that, and it has to do with maybe people thinking that you're going to find better or whatever, but it's not about finding anybody, because when it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That it really is about maybe expanding your friendship. In Mexico, we always have, not that I lived in Mexico, but we always had groups of people. Well, I did after I married, but anyway, we have groups of peoples and groups of friends. So it's not about finding somebody, amorously. It's really about creating some sort of relationship or friendship that starts with initial ideals, right? Or habits, or I can't think of the word, things that are in common, commonalities. And so once you view it that way, instead of oh, let's date, let's have sex or whatever, and just view it as a friendship and maybe a good evening out, you just want to meet new people or whatever, I think it's going to shift. And I think that there's no expectations to anything. I know that there is big issues on pain. So I always, don't worry about that, just because I don't want there to be any type of ties of any way. So if I have to pay, there's not a problem. Although I do expect, the gentleman that I've been, if I go out with them or whatever, to pay. But if I have to pay, it's not a big issue. And then that means that you sort of figure things out, that they are that way. And so whatever, right? So maybe they might not even be a good friend. But anyway, life is about really expanding and really getting to know people. So get out and know people. You don't have to have a sexual, intimate relationship with everybody and anybody that you meet. You actually start having those relationships with friendships or collaborations, or relationships that start off other than sexual, business partners or colleagues in at work, or people that you meet, or clients that you meet, or in passing, or a friend of a friend, or a study buddy or whatever. And so out of that grows a lot of friendship and a lot of talking and a lot of being together, and from there it grows to being a really incredible relationship. So let go of any type of expectation other than having fun and really having an extraordinary time. Okay, so I hope this helped. Very interesting read. And I do have here reflection as the last one. Friendships in your life may come and may come to an end. Others could blossom and become stronger. Absolutely, this is a time of transformation. 10-11, and really about cutting people that are not aligning with you in terms of energy, theories, commonalities, habits, interest. Okay, so love and light. Ciao.